Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Dear Monster, where we are continuing on. And yeah, last episode was a good one, a very long one and a good one because a lot happened. We made a lot of progress in the relationship of Alan and Hikmat. They had some very kinky time. And they had some very emotional romantic time, and a lot of our questions were answered actually about Hikmat's past. And he was indeed Anubis, the Egyptian god of the underworld. Yeah, very interesting. And we found out a little bit about the Ivy of Pleasure, and a lot of interesting stuff happened. A lot of deep discussion. But then there was also, like, he's being very secretive about I think it's like that black sand that he has, the timetable that he has at the back of the greenhouse. And Alan and I both are like, a little sus over that. Like, I don't know, got a bad feeling, Hikmat. Like, he keeps saying, like, I'll tell you when the time is right, but it's like, what if that time is too late? you know? I don't know, man. That's a little worrisome. So, we'll see. All right. Now, can we move on to the results of your test? Dang nabbit. I tell you, I am getting better. I am. I'm almost there. But the cough is still there. It's not as persistent, but for some reason, sometimes when I come to record, that's when it gets active. It gets triggered. Oh, yeah, sure. I totally forgot about that. Yep, it has triggered me. Ugh. Do I have to get another lozenge? I thought I was done with the lozenges, man. Gosh darn it. I have lozenges here still. So sorry, guys. I was hoping to be able to get through an episode without having to have a lozenge in my mouth. Because that's annoying. But I don't want to be coughing to you guys constantly. Sorry. It's not over. We're not free. I'm on week 4? Is this week 4? Going to week 5? I don't know. I've lost track now. I feel like it's been forever. Okay. I think it's week 4. I don't know. I mean, I remembered, but then we did that, and I got distracted. He rolls his eyes, then approaches the desk. He glances at the coffee cup. What is this? Oh, coffee. I brought it for you, but I guess it got cold. Oh, yeah. He takes the cup and drinks it all in one go. He's like, as long as I get my caffeine. Thank you. Oh, he looks happy. You're welcome. So, about those test results. After analyzing all the data I gathered, here are my conclusions. You are incredibly potent and flexible, meaning that in time you could become a master in almost any subject. That includes typical human magic and gaining powers through me, your familiar. Of course, you wouldn't be able to use my abilities anytime soon. My magic is too difficult to grasp and control. As for your natural abilities, I mean the ones you can do instinctively, you inherited space-time abilities from your grandfather, which we know from past routes, but cool that his tests were able to determine all that. You might also be able to perform astral projection and dream about past and future events. Ah, that explains a lot. Although this needs much more testing. I can't do any of that. You will after you gain more control. Do not interrupt. I've also found an unusual mark that I hadn't seen before. I did some research,
And it turns out you are connected with every version of yourself from other timelines.
Yes. Which, like I told you guys before, which is kind of a spoiler, but we did kind of see it, right? In the good ending, where you see when we're in grandfather's study, and he sees the other versions of himself, right, with the other color tints. And I told you before that, like, I don't know if it was because of the beta version, like before the game was complete, before we had Slagathor, um, that we were unable to rescue Grandpa, and but we were still able to see the other versions of Alan, and we were unable to save him. And it always had this line that would say something like, we reached out or whatever, but we failed, and then our partner, whoever it was, had to like say help us and pull us back from the void or whatever. And that they always like hinted that it was because one of the Allens wasn't ready, or he wasn't in sync with the rest of us. And it was because I hadn't finished playing through all of the routes in the correct order yet or whatever. Um and that's why. Cuz remember, there was like, back then at least, I don't know if it's still the case now, there's a certain order that you were supposed to play it through. It was Farron, and then Imbrus, and then Hikmat, and then Momo, and then when Slagathor was released, it was Slagathor last to get the true ending with Grandpa, where you could finally save him, where all of the Allens were in sync and lined up, and they were finally able to reach into the breach and rescue Grandpa. But now that the game is fully released, and right now, like what I told you last time when I got the true ending again, I was like, oh, I didn't think that was possible. Uh, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if no matter what, you don't have to play it in order, and as long as you do all the answers correct and you're playing the good route, maybe you can just save him no matter what. But that's pretty cool that here in Hikmat's route, you have this explanation that he is connected with the other versions of himself. And it makes sense knowing that him and his grandpa have this their power is space-time magic. That is super cool. Really, really cool. I like that a lot. I'm what?
I've confirmed it personally. I could feel the impressions of alternate lives when I reached out. Magic techniques you should not have access to.
I mean, in a way, it's like you could always like. It was so cool if he could like get into calls with the other versions of himself, like not calls, but like communicate telepathically with other versions of himself and be like, "Oh, how you doing, Alan number 2?" And then Alan number 2 is like, "Dude, Empress was pissing me off this week." Oh, they could just like bitch about their partners all the time. That would be, and give each other advice on how to deal with them. That would be so cool. And then like warn each other, like, man, be careful. Farron's fucking psycho. Like, Alan 1, why are you with Farron? He's psycho. Get away from this man. Ah, I wish. That would have been really cool.
I don't think we need to care about that for now, though. Anyway, here, you can look at your detailed results.
He hands me a file, a couple hundred pages long. Damn, bro, how'd you have time for all that? Damn, no wonder you barely sleep. Filled with tables, charts, and numbers. Yeah, that's why Alan's like, bro, when did you do all of that?
Last night, of course. Any other questions?
And you did all of that in one night? Bro, I wish I had those skills. Any chance you could just summarize that for me, like in one sentence? All that hard work and you want him to just summarize it? At least try to read through some of it.
You are quite impatient. Can't you simply read the report?
Hikmat, it'll take me years to understand all that.
Oh, all right then. He's like, ugh, all that hard work for nothing. Why do I even bother?
Hikmat, please.
You have the potential to become one of the most powerful wizards ever. Stronger than me, for certain, and much stronger than Theodore. I haven't seen results like that since... No, I have never seen anything like that.
And he's smiling. He's happy.
He's like, and you're mine. He's like, yes, I scored.
Yeah, he's really excited. He looks at me, his eyes bright, his grip of the file tightening. I'm hit by a sensation of something stirring in his chest. His pulse quickens, and a wave of excitement washes over me. My heart speeds up in response. Thank you? But I don't feel powerful.
That's why you need training, which we will continue immediately. It's fortunate that you convinced me to teach you the basics earlier on. How much practice did you retain from yesterday that was not drunk away
Rude, but
drunk away in the kitchen with the others?
a few hours.
Very well. That will have to do. Come along then.
He was training to become a doctor, so he does have intelligence and skill already. You know, he's a smart person. He doesn't wait for me and leaves the greenhouse. I look at the pages he left behind. All my life, I've been working towards one goal, becoming a doctor. But if Hikmat's right, I could be so much more. Can I just abandon all that potential? I shake my head. I'll think about all that later and go after my familiar.
You have a natural affinity for space-time manipulation, which is a complex field. In addition, our control practice showed you are able to understand and find your way within the sphere of natural energy.
That damn dog is back. Get rid of the dog. Send it away. I don't want to hurt it. Just send it away.
We will attempt to hybridize
Hybridize? I didn't know that was a word. Okay.
these two specialties for today's training.
Yeah, even Alan's like, hybridize? That's a word?
I will be providing you with plant samples. I will walk you through using magic to alter them, to stimulate growth, to repair damage, or accelerate their life cycle.
You're going to teach me how to heal?
Among other things. I believe my own knowledge of healing is well in tune with yours, as we both acquired it at the academia rather than through a foundation of pure magic. It may be easier for you to understand a lesson in healing from me than, for instance, Farron.
I feel like he's oversimplifying things, writing Farron off too early. Just because we have different backgrounds doesn't mean we can't relate to each other. No, he just knows how Farron is. I mean, Farron didn't really teach you how to heal anyway, so yeah. That's not the main point he's trying to make though, so I let it go. Healing sounds like a really advanced type of magic. Are you sure I can handle it? I do have to say, I don't remember very well the good ending for Farron's route. I just find it interesting how, like, I from what I can recall, the only route that that truly leans into Alan becoming like a healer-centric person was the one we saw with Empress, where it was like a healing person by the end. It was like, what was the title at the end? It was like a healer and his dragon or something like that. I think that was the only one that had like the ending name referring to him being a healer. And I kind of found that to be a shame, because that's so central to who he is, right? Because he was, studying to become a doctor. And you would think with Farron also being, able to heal and being a unicorn, you would think that would have been a big connection for them. And I feel like I don't remember that. I don't remember that being... I don't know. I would have to play through that again and see if the good route had any of that happening between them. I feel like it didn't. Like, maybe it had some moments, but I feel like that wasn't like the main crux of their bonding or anything. And that's kind of a shame. Like, Farron, come on. Healing. You would think healing would be your main way of getting to Alan's heart. Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright.
Healing does require extensive knowledge of the organism you're trying to help, but I believe you already have that. In order to develop my embalming skills...
Okay, yeah. This makes sense. If he was an embalmer, he would have medical knowledge. Yeah. That's cool.
In order to develop my embalming skills, I dedicated the bulk of my humanity to the study of anatomy. You were preparing to attend medical school. It's the largest crossover in our knowledge base. Therefore, it's the right place to begin. We'll start with something simple.
Okay. If you think I can do it, I want to try. That's right. I was focusing on all the god stuff so much that I forgot about Hikmat's profession. He does have a medical background.
Here, we'll start with this.
Hikmat walks off into the woods and comes back a moment later, holding something in his closed fist. He crouches down in the dirt in front of me and digs a small hole, then puts the thing he was holding inside. It's some kind of seeds.
Bury those and attempt to pour your magic into the seed and soil as you do. It is a magic-sensitive plant. In theory, it should feed on the power you provide and sprout immediately. How much magic you give it will affect how quickly it grows.
I don't really know how much magic I have. And how do you even count it? I did use a bunch yesterday. Did that deplete it? Is it like blood? Does it replenish right away? Or do you need to get it from somewhere if it drops too low?
Those are all valid questions, but I'd prefer it if you simply try to do what I instructed first.
You don't want to discuss the theory? Are you sure you're feeling okay? He's like, hey, you're the one who normally loves to go on and talk about this stuff. I think I didn't fully appreciate how excited he got. Hikmat doesn't answer, so I crouch beside the seed. It's pretty but weird looking. An odd, unnatural teal color with a slight iridescent sheen. What plant is this?
A blue opal fern.
Okay. So this one is, of course, the more sciencey one, which is too clinical. Don't want to say that. Sounds pretty. Nice comment, but I don't think we want to say that because it's a little too middle meh. I think this one's the best because we're trying to get at the heart of, getting to know him. Is there a reason you picked this one? Do you like it? I think that's the right one to say because we're trying to get to know him, get him to open up, That's all we're ever trying to do. Open your heart to me. Isn't there a song like that? I can't even remember who sings that. I have not heard that song in like forever.
As I said, they are sensitive to magic. It will grow faster depending on how much magic you give it. It's a good starter exercise, but I suppose, yes, I do find it beautiful.
Oh, okay. Thank you for answering. I focus on the seeds, gently channeling magic into it, the way I did with the sunflower nebulas. It might be my imagination, but it seems like the sheen on the seeds gets a bit brighter. I cover them in dirt, patting it in, the way I used to tend to flowers in my aunt's garden. For a moment, I think I messed it up because nothing happens. But then the soil starts to shift and I see a tiny sprout crack through the earth. I did it!
Yes.
He steps behind me and puts a hand on my shoulder. Layers of clothes separate us, but my skin still tingles under his touch. When he speaks, his voice is a whisper, husky and tinged with excitement. It sends shivers down my spine.
You are holding back. Try feeding it a bit more.
I nod, trying to ignore his breath on my ear, the heat of his body, the way he makes me feel. I want to make him proud. I want him to smile at me, tell me I did a great job. I want to become important to him. I clench my teeth, summoning as much magic as I can hold with my mind. I direct it all towards the plant and gasp as a burst of energy rushes from my body. The earth shifts abruptly. For a second, the world stands still, like it was waiting for something. Then the sprout shoots up. The fern grows to a ridiculous height, top leaves smacking me in the face as they reach high enough. But the ground itself also erupts in wild, overgrown grass and weeds. Oh, he's strong. I think his feelings for Hikmat are really what gives him strength. I mean, we saw that with Imbris, right? That it was his feelings for Imbris that allowed him to make that portal. Because even with Hikmat giving him like a half-assed explanation of how to create a portal, he did it just from thinking of how badly he wanted to see Imbris. Like, damn, Alan. You know? And him wanting to protect Farron allowed him to protect them when they were under attack from Imbris. When they were in his castle.
Alan.
I reel back and fall on my butt in the dirt, away from the plant. What did I do?
That was time manipulation. You didn't feed your magic to the fern. You artificially accelerated the growth of the whole area.
Well, he did say that's his his natural gift, right? Hikmat approaches the spot, looking around. I hear him let out a long, tired-sounding sigh. What is it?
Nothing. It is an impressive display of magic. However, there are two issues. The first, most pressing one is that you have no control over it. You didn't do it on purpose, and therefore, it's a risk that you are able to do it at all.
And the other?
It's very bad for the soil.
You're kidding me. I mean, yeah, you're kind of like forcing it, right? So you can kill it, essentially.
Regardless, we now know you're capable of performing an exercise I wanted to try later. For now.
He heads off again and comes back with another fistful of seeds. This time he only hands me one.
We will repeat the exercise until you're able to grow the plant by feeding it magic, without accelerating its growth artificially. If the grass grows, we will know you failed.
We work on the fern exercise for some time. Finally, I'm able to grow the plant to almost the same height as the first mistake without a single blade of grass.
Excellent.
Whew.
What's with that face?
Nothing. I was just surprised. Thank you. You're a good teacher. He gets happy every time he sees Hikmat smile at him. You're such a puppy. Alan's so cute. Like, if he had a tail, it'd be wagging. He just wants to please Hikmat and be, like, told he's a good boy. So there's this, okay, Coco knows what I'm gonna refer to. There's this meme going around. There's this anime that Coco and I have been watching called, Delicious in Dungeon or Dungeon Meshi. And there's these two characters that I ship really hard in there. And there was this meme made of them where one of them, the main character, he has this funny face and he looks at the other one like wanting to be praised, and the other one's like, no, I won't praise you. and so it became this huge meme all over, and people keep changing and adapting it with other people, and it's just so funny. They even made one recently in New Carnival with my other two favorite characters, and I was like, oh, it's perfect. And I could see that same meme for these two. Alan looking with that face over at Hikmat, and Hikmat's like, no, I won't call you a good boy. Oh, Coco, yes, right? Right? Hell, I could even see the meme with Alan and Imbris. With Imbris is the one making that face, and Alan's like, no, I won't call you a good boy. Oh, it's so cute. There's always one person in a couple who's like the very like eager to please the other person, you know, wants to be called a good boy or good girl. I like that though. In a ship, in a pairing, there always should be one who's a bit more firm or strict with the other, just like with Phoenix and Edgeworth. Like, you know, there always has to be one partner who's a little more strict than the other. So that if they ever have kids, you know, someone has to be the strict parent and someone has to be the fun parent who then gets scolded by the strict parent later. It's like, why did you let them stay up past their bedtime? You know, I just think that's really cute. Anyway, love it. I beam at him, and he shifts away slightly, clearing his throat. The tips of his ears turn red. You guys are so fucking cute. Yes, I'm happy for this. Now that the walls are coming down, this is what I've been waiting for. The cute era. They're in their cute era, you guys. Yes. Cute little puppy dog, Alan. Tsundere ass Hikmat over here. Breaking down. You're no longer able to be all cool and calm and collected, alright, Hikmat? We see through you. I know what you are. Gay, gay, gay. Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Yes. Well, I suppose we can move on to the next exercise.
And you know that, the other memes of, like, a really intelligent person who's like, oh, I'm moron sexual. But, I mean, it doesn't really work because Alan is intelligent. But he has his dumb moments too, you know? He's a very, like, book smart person, but he's also socially a bit naive. At times, he can be kind of puppy and naive. It's really cute. I did it! I managed to heal it!
Splendid. The leaves of this plant were in a particularly bad stage of bug infestation. Let's try something more difficult now.
But I also love to see when he gets sassy. It doesn't happen often enough in the Hikmat route. I feel it's because he's so eager to please Hikmat that he doesn't have enough of the sass in him compared to how he was with Imbris. But he has sass in him. We've seen it.
Let's try something more difficult now.
He directs me to a rotting oak. I visualize its layers, from the outer bark to the heartwood at its core. Then I reach out with my senses to find the decay, and use my magic to purify it. Finally, I make the hollow places within the tree fuse back together.
That was a magnificent display of magic. You're progressing faster than I expected. What is it? Aren't you pleased with the result?
I am. It's just, I still can't believe it. I spent so much time studying because I wanted to go to med school, to become a doctor. But injuries take weeks to heal, sometimes even months or years. No matter how well I operate on someone, they're not going to recover right away. But with magic, I could do so much more. If I could learn how to heal a human body, I could help so many people.
What's the problem then?
It feels like cheating. Like I'm using something I'm not even supposed to know about. Like I didn't earn it. I just happen to have magic genes and a powerful familiar with vast knowledge about everything. He regards me in silence for a long moment, his expression unreadable. Then he shakes his head, the corners of his mouth lifting to form a small smile.
No, Alan. What you said couldn't be further from the truth. You did earn it. My test results show your potential, but that potential is nothing without a keen mind and willingness to work hard. The foundations you built when you trained your brain so vigorously over the years. And me being your familiar, I never thought I'd have another master, but when you came to me, I didn't agree to bond with you on a whim. I accepted you because of who I saw inside.
Is that really true? He nods, and I blink hard, trying to stop the tears from falling. Crying in front of a god would be so uncool. So, using magic to help people, it's okay.
Yes, if that is what you truly wish to do.
Thank you. I think I really needed to hear that. Okay, let's do something even more awesome. I take a step, but my vision blurs. My body too heavy to keep upright. My legs buckle under me, and everything tilts as I hit the ground. Uh-oh.
Alan?
I think we're gonna leave this episode right here. I think he overdid it. A little too much with the training and all that. Alright, so thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. And I think next episode might be the end of our time in Hikmat's route. Maybe. Might be a long one. Not sure. Might be like an hour long or something. But anyway, hope you're enjoying this, and we'll see if I'm right. Anyway, so until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.